Guys, in today's video, I'm gonna talk about why your months look inconsistent. Now, look at the screen right here, right? You have someone selling a high ticket sale of $2,000. Sorry, my head's everywhere. Versus someone that's selling a offer of 500, which is technically low. Now, I'm taking the example of two car brands, Ferrari and Toyota. And you guys are gonna understand why. Now, when people think about Ferrari, what they think about what? They think about high end, right? They think about supercars. They think about fast, right? Think about wealth, money, whatever it comes with it. And then when you think about Toyota, you think about just a normal car, right? So working middle class car, whatever you're thinking about. But I don't want you guys to think that I'm judging Toyota, okay? That's very normal, all right? You could be rich and drive a Toyota. You don't have to drive a supercar. Some people that have money drive normal cars, right? But I'm just using this as an example, okay? Now, obviously, and once again, I'm not saying it's a bad car. Now, let's look at Ferrari right here, okay? Ferrari, this is Ferrari's ecosystem right here. So let's go right here. This is Ferrari's ecosystem, okay? Now, the green dots you see right here are qualified buyers. So buyers that are qualified to purchase the car, right? Fun fact about Ferrari is that it's limited. Now, I don't know at which extent it's limited, but not everyone could own a Ferrari, okay? I don't know what background checks they do on you. I don't know. Maybe they make sure, I think possibly they make sure that you can pay all the way if you're financing it, or whether if you can purchase it fully. So like I said, not everyone can own a Ferrari. And that right there is one of the reasons why it's very unique as a brand and why most people would want to buy it. Because when you have a Ferrari, everyone looks at you and they're like, oh my god, this guy has money, this guy looks special, this guy knows what he's doing. I mean, you're just that guy, right? When you own a Ferrari. But when you own a Toyota, you're not that guy yet, even though it's a normal car. And once again, guys, rich people can own a Toyota and stay low key. So don't judge me in this. I just took it as an example, right? Let's go back to the diagram. So here you have rich people, right? Now you see all these small dots, right, circling around the ecosystem. They're people that don't have access to buying that Ferrari, right? Because Ferrari, one thing that they do is they make it very limited. And that's one aspect of how to market something to make it look like it's high value, which they did great, to be honest. We all know Ferrari is a high value brand. Now, you see the difference between when we look at the Toyota right here, the ecosystem. You see that Toyota has green, they have yellow, and they have red. Now let me explain. Okay, but first of all, I just want to clarify that, as I said, Toyota can be owned by middle class people, working class people, and rich. Now when I talk about trustworthy, right, what I mean by trustworthy, which is the yellow people, is that can they finance the car all the way, right? There's questions, right? Can they buy the car fully maybe? What happens when you're inconsistent? Let's take, for example, Toyota once again, is that some people may finance it and then at a random moment, just like say, okay, I don't want to finance the car anymore. Maybe I'll sell it. Maybe I'll take it back to the dealership. Obviously, there's consequences to not financing a car anymore because there's contracts made. Anyways, you're gonna face a consequence. I don't know how much you're gonna have to pay, but anyways, you can swap it out for an older car, whatever it is. But that Toyota as itself is losing money, okay? Because they trusted you to finance a car, which at the end you can't finance. So let's say you don't have the money anymore, which is very unfortunate, but in some cases that's what happens, okay? And that's why their months may look inconsistent. Now, before I continue, also fun fact, okay? Just to show you guys that I'm not a hater of Toyota. The car brand that makes the most money is Toyota, guys, okay? And for those who did not know, they make more money than Ferrari, obviously, because they sell more, because Ferrari is very exclusive. So I just took these two as an example. Now, we can also say, I love to use these names. I don't know, they always pop up in my head, okay? Okay, I can't write an A to save my life. James is someone who sells high ticket, right? And then you have Jack right here, who sells his offer at 500, which is basically technically low, okay? Now, let's go back to the diagram right here. Red people are those who are unqualified, okay? Even though, you see how there's no dots around because Toyota accepts everyone. When it comes to buying it, obviously some people are unqualified, which is very rare to be honest, because everyone technically should be qualified to buy a Toyota, okay? So let's say you're unqualified. They have people who are unqualified, right? So basically they lost their time on that. They have people who they are still uncertain, meaning these people are financing, okay? So like I said, once again, they could bail at any moment. Then they have customers who buy in full, okay, which those are the best customers to do. The reason why I'm showing you guys this, because I'm going to show you how to get customers that buy in full so that your months don't look like inconsistent. So they don't look like you're getting 2,000 per month. Next month you're getting 1,400. Next month you're getting 2,000 again, and the next month you're getting 800. Okay, that's very inconsistent. That's because of chargebacks, because of people who just don't want to pay anymore, etc. Okay, because you're attracting the low end of the ICPs you want to target. Okay, that's basically what it is. Okay, now let me show you the difference between someone who can sign high-end clients, right, and someone who just signs all the clients, which could be someone who doesn't have that much money, could be someone who's ready to pay in full. Okay, let's no longer compare these cards. Okay, I mean these brands. Sorry, let's take James right here. So James, his marketing strategy to attract higher end clients is testimonials. Now, testimonials right here is probably the best way to attract high-end people, to attract clients basically, okay? So it's basically a no talk, just show kind of strategy, okay? Obviously, to sell a whatever it is, a course, I would highly consider having testimonials, right? It depends on your testimonials. It could be someone scaled someone to 30,000 compared to someone who scaled someone to 1,000. But obviously, when you look at the two differences, you want to be with the one that scaled his client to 30,000, which is very normal. So even though you have testimonials on both sides, obviously the one that has a stronger testimonial count is going to attract the higher end clients, right? Now, he has testimonials that he uses in strategy. He shows off, okay? Now, what I mean by showing off is that in his videos, he might sometimes show off his Rolex, or he might show off his penthouse. He might show off the condo he has in downtown with the beautiful view. He might show off him in first class, whatever it is. Or if he's a humble type of person, he might show off him buying very expensive stuff to his friends, families, whatever it is, okay? And he's very consistent with his content, right? So meaning, first, his content has high value, okay? So his content is very strategic, and he's been posting consistently all week long. Now you have Jack right here, okay? Which Jack, in his marketing strategy, he only has content, okay? So he doesn't really have a lot of things that could attract high-end clients, but his content is mediocre, so it's between both, okay? His strategy is okay, so he could still attract clients. Now, let's say he did have testimonials, okay? Even though he has testimonials, he might not have the best testimonials, which makes a big difference between both. So it doesn't mean, once again, that you have testimonials, that you're gonna attract the high-end clients, okay? It has to be really good testimonials. Now, something that he's missing that James has is showing off, okay? He probably doesn't have the tools to show off, so he probably doesn't have that condo yet, or he probably doesn't have that car yet, or whatever it is, okay? Maybe he makes his videos in his basement, or maybe his camera quality is not as good as James, which makes a difference, okay? Whatever it is, he does have that aspect of showing off, which means when people look at him and look at what he owns compared to what James owns, they would lean on more to James, okay? Now, let's go to the system right here. James' system is A+, meaning it works for himself. I've already made a video about, I think, 2 systems, okay? So you guys can check it out on my YouTube. And if you made it this far, guys, don't be shy to text me on Instagram. It's gonna be right down below, okay? You can just send me a free message telling me which video you came from or whatever you want, and I can give you guys a free audit, okay? Because I don't care if I give you guys free value right now, as I always say, because when you guys are gonna use it and implement it in your business, you can see how it's gonna work. You guys are gonna come back, and then no matter what it is, I know you guys are gonna sign with me, okay? So I don't mind getting free value at first, so that after it benefits both of us. Now, you have, as I said, the A+ system right here. So here, in his system, he qualifies people right before they entered the ecosystem. So basically, he let's say, for example, he makes a form, and if you don't make around 10K a month, you're kicked out of the form, okay? So a lot of people, they do that, okay? Which saves them a lot of time, which saves the potential client a lot of time, okay? Now, he sells transformation, not information. Now, James right here has an A+ system, like I said before, meaning he has a system that works for himself, okay? So his system could have, for example, him qualifying the leads, so that saves time for the lead and for him, okay? And he also sells transformation, not information, so he sells testimonials. Now, also different stuff I could add is he positions himself, okay? So he positions himself in the client's view, and he gives advice rather than, like I said, information, okay? or he's not afraid to say no, because a lot of people are afraid to say no, okay? Which all these factors makes whatever he's selling valuable and expensive, because it makes it exclusive, guys, okay? You guys have to understand it makes it very exclusive. I could go on and on about different stuff that can be in his system, but it's just examples I'm giving you guys. And the most important thing, guys, is he's confident. Now, if you're not confident in the purpose of what you're selling, or if you're not confident in what you're selling, and you don't even know what you're selling, forget it, guys. You guys are not even in the scale one bit, okay? It all starts with being confident. But yes, I put that at last, but it's just to show you guys how important it is to trust yourself, to be confident in yourself. Because when you're confident, meaning when someone asks you, oh, for example, I can pay that much for what you're selling, right? If you explain what you're selling, you're never gonna sell. But if you explain the outcome of what you're selling, the features of what you're selling, like Ferrari, for example, okay? You're always gonna sell, guys. You're always gonna sell. And a lot of you do that problem is they sell their course. They don't sell the outcome or the features, guys, okay? When you look at the system of a Jack here, his system is very questionable, okay? Because he leans on hopes. So basically, his system doesn't work on himself. He works for the system. So he runs after the system. So he's explaining what he's selling, which is very bad, which is what I said right here. It's very bad. You should never explain what you're selling, because if you're selling someone your product, you should sell the outcome of it, right? As I said plenty of times. And that's the difference between Ferrari and other brands, okay? Because Ferrari right here, they sell the outcome. They sell the life that comes with it, right? When someone buys a Ferrari, he buys a Ferrari because he buys it for the experience, right? He doesn't buy it because it's Ferrari. I mean, yes, he does in some way, because now they obviously perfected the market and the marketing of it. But he buys it because you're in a Ferrari. It's not just a car. It's an experience. It's everyone's looking at you. It's you feel special, right? So that's what you're supposed to sell when you talk with your potential future client, whatever it is, okay? Now, guys, something I didn't mention, sorry, before ending the video, guys, something I didn't mention is that here is a missing step. Jack is not as confident as James. He has no confidence in what he's selling. He has no confidence in his product. He has no confidence in his content. No wonder why his offer is 500. He can't explain his offer, guys. He can't. But when it comes to James, James can explain why his offer is $2,000, right? He can explain it. But if you can't explain your offer to someone, you're never gonna sell. Trust me, guys. Forget it. You guys are never gonna sell. Guys, before you leave, if the information was very valuable in this video, please comment. I want to know what you guys think about the video I just made. I want to know what other videos you guys want to see. And if you're interested to work with me, like I said, my Instagram is down below. And I promise, guys, it just takes one click, it takes one DM, and you guys are never gonna regret it again, guys. It's all up from here. Honestly, guys, you guys need the perfect setup. You guys need the perfect direction, and you guys are off to consistent months, to 5K, 10K, 15, 20 to 100K plus, right? Not being at 2K at 1 month, 1K at the next, 3K at 1 month, 1K at the next, 800 at the next. Guys, that's the reason people, they don't know what's wrong in their system, right? Or maybe they don't even have a system, and that's what you need direction for. And that's why I'm here to help you guys.